So it's Friday. It is a gorgeous day out, Tim, at least where I am, probably where you are as
Amazing,
well.
man. God bless. It's beautiful. Enjoy.
It is. It is. So last night, I mean, it's funny. You and I have been doing Fast Money for a better part of 14 years, and you never know what's going to happen on any given night. And what we learned last night was that Mel doesn't know what getting rickrolled is.
I thought, hasn't everybody in their life? Granted, I have wise ass friends, and so do you. And we are both wise asses, and therefore, I mean, I feel like I rickrolled you a good, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I was your first rickrolled. Do I get credit for rickrolling you for the first time or no? I mean, have you been
think
rickrolled?
it's like, it's funny. It's like that. It's like the NFL sack, right? It wasn't registered before a certain year, right? So,
yeah. I realize it's statistically, you just hadn't really been told what had happened to you. Yeah.
That's exactly So it's like the NFL sack. I mean, I think you might have the record, but only because that's when they started counting rickrolling. But I'm sure there were rickrollers long before you.
I'm proud as hell that at least I made it into the books. Dropping you with a little "never gonna give you up." But you're
the Reggie White of rickrolling. So I mentioned him because Mel really didn't have a clue, and there was this date, I think, that godforsaken song, made it to the top of the charts in '88, which is just
it's hard to explain Rick Astley because and without sounding also really mean-spirited. I mean, Rick Astley is a phenomenon because here's a geeky looking dude who, first of all, sings like a man 150 pounds heavier than he is, right? I mean, there's something
throaty
great
and baritone or whatever it is, alto or
it's fantastic. And then that dance move of his is, I mean, talk about, the overbite. I mean, it really is, it's not a good move, and it's awful, and yet somehow it's smooth. It's weird. And and here is this guy, Romeo, like with his padded shoulders and everything. So anyway,
just killing it. And also and this is back more in our wheelhouse, although, I don't know who's a bigger fan. It doesn't really matter. But 1971, the Brothers Almond started their Live at the Fillmore East. I mean, 50 freaking years ago. I mean, it's crazy.
Look, that's other live albums have tried to duplicate that, and some have gotten close, but no one will exceed that in my view. That is the consummate live album. And it's the consummate album that actually captures the band at their finest, because they were also the first jam band. And the fact that you're getting a 23-minute Liz Reed, not Ed Reed, but Elizabeth Reed in memory of, I mean, or a hot Lanta, look, and I love the fact that that's New York City, man. Lower East Side. I used to live a few blocks from there. And Dwayne Allman at his peak. In fact, I got a picture for Christmas from my wife of Dwayne, some limited edition, something at the playing at Fillmore East in a black and white still shot. It's amazing. So
it's hard to argue. I mean, think about that. I mean, Dwayne Allman at his best, Greg Allman probably not vocally at his best, because I think he did actually get better over the years. But Dickie Betts, I mean,
bear with me.
I'm
going.
Go ahead.
I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm coming back with.
This is Tim going. He has his orange soda behind him, whatever that is.
Yeah,
I think it's little seltzer. So while Tim's on break here, you can take a look at his screens. You have obviously the Zeppelin poster behind him. You have the Fast Money logo, CNBC logo. He's got some like orange. Wow, right. I don't know how. So I mean, look at you, bang.
So this isn't just Live at Fillmore East. I mean, this is Dwayne Allman deep cuts, and check out these dudes in the canoe. I mean, that is something else, man. I got to tell you, this is probably Jacksonville or something. I mean, the Spanish Moss.
I mean, that looks like a bayou. That looks like a bayou to me. So I would, I mean,
so we're going with
Skinner-esque.
All right. So, and we got Dwayne doing some really cool things. So he's doing a BB King medley. Then he's doing Hey Jude.
Sure he is.
Then he's doing The Wait, games people play. Wow, this is some good stuff. All right, so look, we could do this all day, but I guess look, it's not my cross to bear, but
look at you.
I get the sense with bond yields moving the way they have, the 10-year off a whole point today. I'll tell you what, we could have Stormy Monday, and I think equities have been all over the map. I'm going to tell you, I don't think this is reason for alarm, but think of where we've been with volatility and what moves in the 10-year and the long end of the bond curve have meant for equities over the last month and a half. Either this is showing that we've had our test and rates need to go higher, and I've used the term normalize, so I'll stay with that one. You tell me, Guy. I mean, should we have the come and go blues, or is it?
I think that's a good point. Well,
or should I call you Pony Boy? Should I call you Pony Boy?
I think if you like this look, this is my Patrick Swayze, Roadhouse, or maybe even The Outsiders. I mean, it's some sort of rig I got going on here. I don't know if
I love it.
So
I love it. And the Pony Boy was actually a reference to, I think it's song 3 on Brothers and Sisters is also called Pony Boy.
Oh, you know what? That's a great, I didn't look at you. You dropped that right past me. Usually I'm quicker on the uptake. What I was going to say is for the Fed, there seems to be only one way out for them.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be able to find the door. And obviously, I've been an alarmist and I've been wrong to be an alarmist, but even you talk about the moves in bond yields are not, bond yields move a tick here, a tick there. When you have the moves of these magnitudes, it makes you start to wonder what's going on and tell whoever that is I'm not around.
Yeah,
but
look,
so
Greg,
it's going to be interesting to see what happens on Monday if the market just looks past it like they've looked past everything else. But it's we harp on this because we think it's important, so it's worth harping on again on this Friday.
I just feel like if it was March 11th, 2020, and we saw the bond market moving back to the levels that had been only 3 weeks or a month earlier, you'd say, you're my blue sky, you're my sunny day. I mean, this is to me where I think we want to go. And I'm clear all the time on this, but I want to be really clear today. You make a point of pointing out how the Fed has created destruction and talked about the impact that it's had on much of Main Street. I'm 110% with you. Financial oppression is the term I throw at it, and I'm not happy about it. But when I look at the equity markets, I'm not gonna get overly righteous one way or the other on this. I think a blue sky scenario where you have a Fed that will be just absolutely mortified at overstepping their ground, i.e. look at 2018 and where the Fed moved ahead of where they should have in terms of tightening and what it did to the market. And the Fed's got that memory as close to the vest as they can. And I think as much as it seems like, right, they're gonna be the problem here. I don't think there's a whipping post out there. I really don't. I actually think that you've got a case where you've combined a Janet Yellen in Treasury and a Jerome Powell in the Fed that basically are kindred spirits. You've got a case where companies are being rewarded for reopening, even though the valuations make no sense. And I don't know when this is, but tactically, I think you've got 3 to 6 months of very, very blue sky before you have to worry about this.
Well, Monday we'll talk to Melissa about exactly this.
Sweet Melissa, yeah.
And see more. So on that note, listen, before we get out of here, there's this urban legend, and I'm not asking you to comment on this because we don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but on what in memory of Elizabeth Reed, like how that song, what was the inspiration for that song? And I'm sure you can all go to your Google machines, but I will tell you that Dickie Betts to this day denies that story. He actually gets upset when people bring it up. So for you folks that are so inclined to go to your Google machines and check that out, but we got to get that. We have to both be rambling men and get out of here, man.
I was going to say, well, I'm actually going to be a midnight rider out of here. See you later, guy.